There are many questions in this universe, like, is there a higher power? Am I really going to ask that person out? What is the meaning of life? And was it really wise of me to spend £100 on that person's OnlyFans account? But today we're going to answer the most important question of them all. Can you beat Fallout New Vegas without killing anyone and without using any healing items? So, after waking up in Doc Mitchell's home, we choose a female character for our protagonist. And that will be a very important reason for that, which I will explain later on. After we spend about 5 minutes contemplating the name for our character, we decide to call her Susan. Our specials for Susan are 4 in strength, 3 in perception, 7 in endurance, 8 in charisma, 10 in intelligence, 3 in agility, and 5 in luck. However, this will change slightly later. For our skills, I chose sneak, speech, and science, and I only chose one trait, good-natured. After leaving Doc Mitchell's home, I headed east towards Hidden Valley. This would be a place that I would have to come back to later down the line. Now, as I said a minute ago, I did change my special points, so it is now a 2 in perception instead of 3, a 5 in agility instead of 3 in agility, and a 3 in luck instead of 5. Now the reason I've done this is because I wanted sneak a little bit higher than it was, and you need agility for it. After I made my way to Hidden Valley, I went through Black Mountain because I was going to use the pass to go through Black Mountain and get to New Vegas, thereby not having to go around all the fucking wasteland. Now, before I went through the passage, I found a dead NCR trooper, and this was actually pretty good for me because he had a uniform on him which I would take. Now the uniform would help me get on the monorail and get into Vegas without having to pay 2,000 caps to get through the gate. But I decided instead of heading straight towards Camp McCarran, I decided I would head to Red Rock Canyon first. This is where the Great Khans would be, and it would be another place I would have to come back to down the line. Now, I made my way there, and as I was making my way there, I was chased by 2 geckos, who chased me from the entrance of Red Rock. Now, while being chased, I was trying to dodge and weave my way around them. They got stuck on some rocks, and I managed to use that time to get to Red Rock Canyon. Now, here is where the second part of the challenge comes in. Can you beat Fallout New Vegas without using any healing items as well as not killing anyone? Originally, the plan was to only do a no-kill run, and I thought that'd be fine. But then I also thought, ooh, it'd be nice to see if you can also do it without, having to heal. So I would try to not get hurt as much, but if I did, the health I had would be the health I had. I couldn't regen my health, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat, I couldn't use stimpaks, nothing like that. After I discovered Red Rock Canyon, I headed back towards Camp McCarran. I did this by fast travelling back to Cassie's caravan site, which was literally right next to McCarran. After this, I put the NCR uniform on and walked past the guards and headed into Vegas. When I got off the monorail, I went straight to the tops, where Benny would be and the Platinum Chip. Now here is where me being a female will come into play. As you arrive to the tops and you see Benny, the game will give you a buttload of XP, enough to rank you up to level 4. That is 3 level ups. That is 2 levels, allowing me to get 2 perks. Now, all the points of the level ups I put into speech. The 2 perks I chose were Educated and Black Widow, because Black Widow allows you to have certain conversational options with the opposite sex, and I think you can see where I'm going here. With this perk, I went up to Benny and I persuaded him to spend the night with me. And after that, there was quite a bit of, shall I say, escapades were played. I killed him when he was asleep. Now, I know what you're thinking, I killed someone, that's against the rules. Well, it's not, because the game does not count it as a kill against anybody. So I accept it into the rules, so it's allowed. I'm allowed to kill him that way. I did, he just died from sex. That's all. That's all it was. After his death, I leveled up again, and I put the remaining points into speech, which got me up to speech 100, which will help me at the very end of the game. So after all that, I went and spoke to Yes Man, because we are going to be doing Yes Man's ending. It is the easiest of all the endings. I don't have to kill anyone, I don't have to persuade anyone to join me, I can literally just talk to them and then bugger off and never see them again. So that's why we're doing Yes Man's ending. But before we can even get Yes Man into the Lucky 38, we have to 1. Get rid of Mr. House, and 2. We need to talk to a couple of tribals that are around New Vegas, being the Brotherhood of Steel, the Great Khans, the Cannibals in the Ultra Deluxe, the Omerators, and the Boomers. Now, we start off with the Great Khans because I'd already discovered Red Rock Canyon and it was just easy. You just go in, you talk to Papa Khan, you leave, that's it, you're done. You don't have to do anything more than that. Our second people on the list are the Brotherhood of Steel. Now, the Brotherhood of Steel are a little bit more complicated. I could have gone and got Veronica and she could have let me in and I wouldn't have had to do anything. But in this rule set of mine, no companions are allowed. You're not allowed to have any help. No killing, no nothing. Companions kill. So, when I met the Brotherhood of Steel, they took all my clothes off me, put a bomb collar on me, and told me to get rid of an NCR scout, which I did without killing because I had enough skill points in speech. After this, they took the bomb collar off, and that was it. Went to the Cannibals at the Ultra Deluxe. I spoke to Mortimer, then left. Next were the Omerators, which literally just needed me to walk in, have them take my guns off me, and then walk straight out. That was it. Done. Now we are left with the last group. The group that will cause me probably the most trouble, or so I thought. The Boomers. Because the way you get into the Boomer camp to meet Pearl is you have to dodge fucking rockets from the sky. We make it to the front gate, and we're told to meet Pearl, where I politely tell her to fuck off because I'm not helping. And before I leave, I steal some combat armor. Now you're probably wondering, why would I need combat armor? You don't need it. Well, I do. Because here is the first part of the run where I'm going to take some damage. With the platinum chip in my possession and me meeting all of the tribes now, there's only one thing left to do. I have to get rid of Mr. House. Now you can get into Mr. House's chamber 2 ways. You can have a high enough science skill to hack the terminal by the wall, or you can use the platinum chip. And because my science isn't high enough, I use the platinum chip to break in. Now, there are Securitrons in that entire room, and they will shred me to pieces. So the combat armor is there to sort of take as much damage away from me as possible. Now, I did take quite a bit of damage, but not as much as it would have been if I hadn't worn the combat armor. So I get into Mr. House's chamber, and I deactivate him from the system. I don't kill him. He's still alive. He just can't control anything. With this done, I go back to Yes Man and I tell him that I've gone to see all of the tribes and I want to leave them all alone. That's it, tribe's done. I also tell him that Mr. House is now out of the picture, and he's quite happy with that. So I meet him at the Lucky 38, where he transfers his consciousness into Mr. House's body, respectively. From here, I actually find out what the chip does. The chip has a upgrade software for the Securitrons to make them to Mark IIs, which makes them a little bit stronger. Now, from here, he would want me to go to the fort to activate the rest. I'm not doing that because I have to fight robots and I'm not taking any more damage than I've already taken. I'm going to need as much health as I can for the bloody Hoover battle fight. After that, Yes Man tells me that Kimball is going to the dam and that the Legion are most likely going to assassinate him. I say I don't care. He can die if he wants. And that's it. Kimball dies, that's it. Yes Man tells me to go to the El Dorado power station, so I can convert the power to Vegas. I do this and return. I am teleported to the front of Hoover Dam with one Securitron. I have to make my way to the dam's control room and insert an override chip. But before I do that, I go to the room to the right so I can steal some stealth armor. The Chinese stealth armor you can find in the irradiated room. I thought maybe it would help, but it really didn't. After installing the chip in the control room, I go to the west side to where I overload the west power plant control box, which makes it explode. After doing this, I'm attacked by many people and take a lot of damage, leaving me at literally 15 health. But now there's only one thing left to do. The Legate is left. Now you'd be thinking, but Jacob, you have to kill the Legate, and I'd say no. No, I say the power of speech. With 100 in speech, I'm able to literally not have to fight him and use words. I convince him that there's no point in fighting because, he would lose, and, that there is victory in wisdom. After doing this, he buggers off and I level up one more time. I make my way to the entrance of the Legate's camp, where Oliver and a couple of NCR Rangers appear. Again, I talk him down with speech. Speech is a powerful thing in New Vegas. I tell him to stand down, and he leaves. No one dies. No one's died. I haven't used any healing items, and I've completed the game on 15 health. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is possible to beat Fallout New Vegas without killing anyone and no healing. If you would like me to do more videos like this in the future, let me know. It was a lot of fun to do. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Can You Beat Fallout New Vegas? And I will see you all next time. Goodbye.